welcome back to my channel. It's Monday, Labor Day, here in Ontario, all of Canada actually, holiday, and I decided to go for a little ride with you guys, show you around. I'm thinking of going down to Cabbagetown right now, so come along with me and see what we find. So this is my neighborhood. This is where I've been living for the last little while. As you can see, it's a cute little place. Nice little residential neighborhood. Oh. Nice sunny day today. If you've been following my channel, you know that I'm still in Toronto because I'm still going through a divorce situation, so I have to be here right now. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I do have a Mexican residential temporary visa application going on, and I just have to head down to Cancun sometime in the next couple of months and just finalize that. I'll be looking forward to that. Just gives me another option as to another place to live and be for a little while. I love Mexico, and if you haven't been there, I really suggest that you guys visit sometime and realize just such a wonderful, beautiful country it is. Sadly, Mexico's been kind of tarnished a bit because of all the, the events in the news, the crimes and shootings and stuff, mostly in Cancun, in Riviera Maya. And I guarantee you, all those situations are drug related. Practically like 100% are drug related. Because if you go down to the Caribbean as a traveler, you're going to encounter a lot of drug dealers. And granted, there are a lot of people who go there wanting to have access to drugs, like cocaine, mostly. Weed, yeah, but I think cocaine is like the big one. And all you have to do is just walk down the street, like I do, Playa del Carmen, and especially around the central part of Playa del Carmen, on 5th Avenue. There'll be maybe 5 or 6 people approaching you, asking you if you want to buy some blow. Now, personally, I don't do drugs, but there are quite a few tourists that do. And sometimes these tourists, they're in resorts, like those all-inclusives. And there they would be approached by bartenders and maybe a waiter, usually one of the staff. Usually there's a few employees at these resorts that are that are pushing the drugs. They're just access points. The problem comes in, from my understanding anyways, is that when you look at the Riviera Maya, like Playa del Carmen, Tulum and Cancun, those major centers where all the money is, the cartels they've sort of divided things up in a way. Like there's a certain, and it's based on territory. So if you're from this cartel, you're not supposed to be selling drugs in this territory. You got to stick to your territory, and they're very territorial, obviously. And sometimes that doesn't happen. So then the cartels go in and have a little shootout to disrupt things. It's unfortunate, but it happens, and sadly, like, some people get caught in the crossfire. I think a few years ago there was in Tulum. I wasn't there at the time, but I was there afterwards. That a couple of young tourists who were at a dance club of some sort were just caught in the crossfire of again, some cartel shooting, and sadly they died. They boarded up that place. It's still boarded up. It's been boarded up now for 3 years. Last time I was there in March, it was boarded up. So yeah, it's terrible. But don't let that scare you from going to Mexico. Because if you're not in the drug scene and you're just there to, like, basically enjoy yourself, whether it's go to the beach, scuba dive, even go out to the nightclubs and stuff, why not? Playa del Carmen has huge nightlife. Huge nightlife. It's pretty noisy, actually. That's why I usually get a hotel that's off the main road, because I want to sleep. But if you like the nightlife and you like to party, then yeah. Playa del Carmen is definitely one. Tulum is another, but it's very different. In Tulum, it's more, you have to go to your scene. It's more like hidden. If you've ever been to Tulum, you know what I mean. It's not Playa del Carmen is much more pedestrian. It's like it's right there, whereas Tulum is sort of more hidden, and more privatized. Everything's a beach club. You can't just go to the beach. In Playa del Carmen, there's access to the beach everywhere. You're walking along 5th Avenue and you're going to find access to the beach everywhere. In Tulum, it's not like that. If you try to go to the beach in Tulum, you're going to be in a very difficult situation, because number one, how are you going to get there? You have to take a taxi, or a colectivo will take you, but it won't take you back. You could rent a bicycle, but it's like 4 kilometers. You could rent a motorbike, but they're around $40 a day. Taxis are around $20 to get there from Centro to the beach, so each way. It adds up. And then when you get there, you're going to face a wall of beach clubs and hotels. There's practically no public access to the beach. Unfortunate. I think the way Tulum was city planning, and the way they planned out that whole beach area, was a total screw up. It was just not very well thought out. So I don't know. I'm not going to badmouth it. I'm going to say that Tulum is a great destination for people with deep pockets and want to spend $700-800 a night in one of those shacks on the beach and be part of the Tuluminati and go to all the fancy events and stuff. That's fine. Go ahead. But for me, it's not. There's 100 other places I'd rather go in Mexico. Anyways, outside of the Riviera Maya, that's where you're not going to find that kind of crime. I mean, you might find some small crime like pickpockets or something. But the only other thing I encountered there was I had my phone stolen in Guadalajara, and that was mostly because I wasn't paying attention. And it's very common in Guadalajara for people to steal your phones. usually there's guys riding around on motorcycles looking for people like me who are distracted and not paying attention, and then just come up to me and then boom. One guy will just yank the phone out of my hand, jump on the back of a motorcycle, and he's gone. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's how it is in Tulum. So, yeah, Mexico's a great place. You should definitely go there. Now, if you're not into the Riviera Maya, and again, the only reason to go there is like that Caribbean beach is gorgeous. I mean, it is beautiful. But there's other places. You can go to the Pacific. You can go to Puerto Vallarta, PVT. Puerto Vallarta, PV. And there's other places along that coast. Puerto Escondido, if you're a surfer type of guy. Yeah. So you don't have to stick to Playa del Carmen. Even if if the beach isn't your thing, I mean, if beaches aren't like the thing, there's also all these pueblos mágicos. I love those. Guanajuato, one of my favorite, probably the favorite. Pueblo Mágico, which is very close to Mexico City. You fly into Mexico City, you take a bus. I'm not sure exactly how long, I mean, maybe 2 hours, 2.5 hours. You're in Guanajuato. It's a beautiful, magical little town. Of course, there's the other pueblos around there, like Puebla, San Miguel de Allende, the trendy place everyone likes to go to, that I probably wouldn't go back to because it's just too many people. And then there's other like amazing places like Chiapas. Beautiful, really authentic. So lots of places to see in Mexico. Yeah, so that's the reason I want my residency. I love that country, and I seriously don't have any ideas what's going to happen here in Toronto as far as like this fall, as far as restrictions and so forth. I don't know. But in case there are some kind of crazy restrictions, then I'm going to be prepared to go. Yeah. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. It's a beautiful day in the city. Let's see where I'm at. Queen Street. Well, this is where I'm at. Queen and River. Right there is the Humane Society. Well, let's catch up when I get to my destination and we can keep talking. All right? Talk to you soon. Change of plans. So instead of going to Cabbagetown, I am now in the Beaches. The Beaches is a part of Toronto that lies to the east. It used to be its own division, its own little borough a long time ago, and now it's just part of the GTA, and it's called the Beaches, and it banks right on to the actual Lake Ontario. And you can see the homes here are very different. They're very cute little homes that are very warm and pretty. One thing that makes the beaches unique from the rest of Toronto is that whereas the rest of Toronto is blocked by that big highway called the Gardiner Expressway, it's a highway that stretches from around Broadview, I guess, to all the way across, really. Turns into the Gardiner Expressway and the Queen Elizabeth Way, rather. And there's no access, really, direct access to the lake there. Once you get a little further east from Broadview, you get to what we call the beaches, and there's no highway. It's all accessible. And this is a real destination for a lot of people here from Toronto who live in condos, who just need a place to go to on the weekends and hang out, get some sun, relax. And as you can see, it's Labor Day weekend, so it's very popular right now. It's actually pretty crowded, which is what I would expect. And it's nice to see. Mind you, 20 years ago or so, and I mean, I've lived in Toronto since I was 7. 20 years ago or so, even before that, you'd come here and it was practically empty. And you find some people, but it wasn't anywhere near like this. This is quite full. And again, it just speaks to the whole way that Toronto has expanded so quickly over the last few years. Toronto has become quite a destination. And therefore, places like this have become quite popular. I have to say that most parks now in Toronto are quite full on the weekends and holidays. And it's getting pretty fancy. People are bringing their tents. They're bringing everything. Barbecues. It's become quite, like, you would never see this. Never, ever, ever see this before. This is very new. And again, I'm really glad to see it. It's great to see the beach here being utilized. I don't know how clean the water is, to be honest. 20 years ago, the water here wasn't very good. They used to do water monitoring, and the water here was actually pretty bad. You wouldn't want to swim in here. I mean, if you went out about like where those sailboats are, if you can see those sailboats out in the distance, they're about 200 yards offshore. I would jump in the water there. The water there is clean. It's pretty dilute. But anything close to the shore here, I wouldn't swim in it. Not unless I had a water purification test. So, yeah, beautiful day. Look, they even have a beach water quality hotline. Check this out. Swim at your own risk, bro. That's understandable. Rip currents, to be honest, You're not going to find rip currents in Toronto. Not around here. You will if you're on the Pacific, if you're down in Mexico. As I was speaking about Mexico before, if you go to Puerto Escondido, there are rip currents, rip tides. You have to be very careful there. Here, look at it. It's so calm. And here's the other cool thing that's happened over the last years is volleyball. Volleyball has become very popular here. It's one of the most popular events here, which I think is great too. Volleyball is amazing. So cool. So amazing.
No, she's been finished since she's 20.
Wow. Do you see those tents? Look at those tents. You know what? Today's really hot for September. I don't know what the temperature is exactly, but I feel it. It is warm. It's quite a change from the last few days where last few days was very cool. Today is very hot. Maybe the last days of heat before the fall really kicks in. Yeah, and you can see there's some people paddleboarding, people sunbathing. Again, the tents here are incredible. Look at all these people. It's amazing. I would be very careful. I would put on that SPF, bro. Protect yourself from the sun. You're not used to it. Well, there you have it. The beach. The Toronto beach. Over there is Toronto downtown. You can probably see the CN Tower from here. I'm not sure if you can see it with this camera, but right in the distance there's this pointy thing. It's the CN Tower. Fun in the sun. I think I'm going to be running out. Going to be running out of film probably shortly, but if I do, I'll let you know. If I do get cut off, you know why. I think I'm just going to walk a little further, show you guys this place, give you a taste. The beaches. I'm still surprised by these tents. I think it's a great idea. And this boardwalk that I'm on right now, it extends all the way down to the waterworks in the distance. And it goes all the way back to Asher's Bay where those, if you could see those pipes, smokestacks. They're not really smokestacks, they're more for steam. That's where this boardwalk extends to. Anyways, it's getting kind of warm. I think I'm going to walk back.
I'm sure it's going to be fine now, by the way. Should we bring a bike over since you got
How do you use two touches though? Because you can set yourself up. You can set yourself up to go
see how most people are just relaxing on these benches. These benches are actually kind of new. They never used to be here. And I think it was a great idea of the city to put them in. Give people a place to sit. Give people a place to sit. Poor guy. Quite a day at the beach. Yeah, I thought I'd just let the camera run a bit just so you can experience what I'm experiencing right now without any commentary. There's one thing that I never used to see here when I was younger is the people barbecuing and making food and coming here as a family. It's actually quite cool to see them doing that. I mean, when I was a kid, we had a cottage, believe it or not. We were fortunate enough to have a cottage, and we'd go up to the cottage, and it was a very different experience. Today, you know, if you have a cottage, you're very privileged. Either you've had it in the family for generations, or you're super wealthy. So it's not so easy to get out of the city now. Even for camping, you got to reserve months in advance. Campgrounds are crowded. Some people opt for the Airbnb route. Go get an Airbnb somewhere in the countryside. And sometimes you get lucky. But even those are very hard to find. Limited supply. And they're not cheap. So places like this are invaluable. They're in the city, which means you don't have to drive far. Quite accessible. They won't cost anything. There's no admission. And, you know, you can have a barbecue, set up some tents, hang out. What else do you need? It's great. Guys, right behind me is what is commonly called the Waterworks in Toronto. Waterworks. This was a water purification plant a long time ago. It was designed by a famous architect, and its minimalistic architecture has been a really well documented. There's a lot of people come here and do photo shoots. There's a lot of movie shoots that go on here because this architecture is quite unique, quite beautiful. And I just wanted to show this to you. It sits on the lake. It's just further east from where I was last time. And I just wanted to show you. The lake is beautiful today. Yeah. So this is the Waterworks. And right here, we're just on the edge of Scarborough. I'm not sure if the waterworks is operational anymore. I think right now it's just, maybe it's just sort of more of a scenic destination, more of a kind of a, you know, I mean, I hope they don't tear down that beautiful architecture, but you never know. In Toronto, they do all kinds of crazy things. Tear down very beautiful architecture for no reason. Well, money really, but. Walking back to my car. I'm gonna keep on going. Let's see where we end up next. Okay. Well, guys, now I'm on Bloor Street, close to my neighborhood, and I'm walking to a restaurant. I'm kind of hungry, and I found this Thai restaurant. I've never been to it. It looks pretty good, and I feel like Thai food today for some reason. I haven't had Thai food in so long, so I'm going to try the Thai food here. It's such a beautiful day, and this is Bloor Street in Toronto, in the Annex. The neighborhood I'm in right now is called the Annex, and it's just north of the university. The university is just south of here, and this whole neighborhood here is called the Annex. There's a lot of restaurants, a lot of very nice places to eat, and a couple of bars, pizza joints. Look, there's even a crazy bookstore here. I'll show you. Oh, it's open. Wow. Bookstore is open. Let's have a look. This bookstore is called BMV Books. Thank you. Oh, that air conditioning feels nice. And here we have some cool books. I can't buy books anymore. Actually, I have to go the other way around and sell books. I have too many books. I love photo books. I just love photo books. I want to make my own photo book, but it's kind of expensive. Oh, this is a nice book on tattoos. See, normally I would probably buy this book. Oh wow, cool. It's funny, I'm into these books on tattoos, but I don't actually have any tattoos. Yeah. I love art books. If I could, I'd surround myself with art books. I'd have a huge living room full of art books.
I know they were.
And art.
Rid of the top box. There are only 3 that are actually damaged.
Grandma Moses. Yeah, man. I love this kind of art. Sadly, not many people appreciate it anymore. This is Christopher Pratt. He's a famous Canadian artist. Sort of a realist. He's done some pretty famous work. Look at this. To me, this is Toronto.
Probably not gonna happen today.
This is my memories
Stopping 20
when I was
minutes,
young.
I got all this to do, so
Look at
I would
that.
recommend coming back another
That kind of cold. Very cold winter feeling to it. Very lonesome. Beautiful work. You have to have a very minimalist decor for this kind of work to stand out. Yeah.
That's fine. Sort of what we expected, but.
Oh yeah, the famous Tom Thompson, Group of Seven. Group of Seven were a bunch of artists here, Group of Seven artists in Canada, Toronto, that made a big name for themselves by painting the northern landscapes. And you can find all their work practically at the Ontario
There used to be like a little step.
Art Gallery of Ontario.
Like a little wooden.
Yeah, a little wooden like.
Art of thinking clearly, I like that. Okay. That's the bookstore. I'm not going to buy any books. I wish I could, but so here's a restaurant I'm going to go to, is right here, Thai Basil. Thai Basil. Let's check it out. Here's the menu. Pad Thai, it's not too bad. It's pretty good. I mean, it's reasonable. They do have, they got dinner. It's kind of expensive. It's a lot. I wonder what their salad is. Green mango salad is $12. Okay, well, let's see.
Doesn't build, those hanging
I'm gonna get a seat here at the front.
We don't treat
Thank you very much. This is it. Okay. I'll look at this menu and we'll see what I order. Okay?
For you?
Oh, it's very good. Thank you. It's very spicy though.
It is spicy. I make it medium spicy. So.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Well, that was a great meal. I'm very full now. And it was quite spicy actually. And okay, well, let's see what's going on here. Lovely afternoon here in Toronto. Coming to the end of the day. The sun is just gorgeous. I'm just walking home now. Well. The question is do I really want to know my future? I don't know if I do. I think I'd like to be surprised. Typical holiday in Toronto. Very, very quiet. I actually like it quiet. Especially in a city like this. So I found these earlier on the sidewalk. Somebody threw them out. And look. $380 original. I got two of them. And this one. It's upside down. So I guess this is it. pretty cool. Somebody threw these out. And I decided to keep them. Find them a new home. Home. And get my keys. And head home. Well, thank you very much for coming along on this journey with me today. I appreciate the company. I hope you enjoyed my my video taking you down to the water, to the beaches, talking about Mexico, giving you a little tour of Bloor Street and my Thai restaurant. Thanks. So stick around, and until the next video, take care. Bye for now.